what's interesting is that this is before Katt Williams has just gone viral. So the lack of respect, you're seeing a lot, what I'm trying to say, there's a lack of respect for Katt Williams and the fact that he can say something like that that's so profound, so powerful, and at the moment that he does, oh, let's talk about your arrest.
Nobody asks worse questions. You have the worst questions in all of interviewing, and you can count on it. Nobody's going to mimic your questions.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's an honor. Thank you.
Yo.
Well, you're talking about a myriad of leaders. You're not just talking about a single individual.
Right.
And I see a lot of people just be sitting back waiting on a Messiah. They're waiting on that one person.
But they are too, though.
Who's that?
The other side is far more diligent about looking for that Messiah than we are, because they know where to look. You probably wonder, why do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them? You would think if you didn't like something, why would you be paying attention to it? I don't pay attention to things I don't like.
What's the answer?
The answer is the liar knows what lie he told. You see what I'm saying? So even if I made it deceitful and I made you think that the answer's over here, but the answer is really over here, I'm still going to be looking over here. Me, the one that tricked, because I know this is the right answer. Black people have lost their identity, but our oppressors have not lost our identity.
Shit.
That's just why they chopped those
God.
noses off of the Pharaoh and the Sphinx in Egypt in the first place, is because without this nose, we can tell you this is whoever it is. But with that nigga nose, it can only be niggas. Why would somebody vandalize a whole face and only vandalize one part? Nobody wanted to knock an eye off or take an ear off or no chins missing. Nope, just the nose. Because it's a brand.
You understand consequences and repercussions very well.
Okay.
So my question to you is, why are you such a habitual line stepper? Why do you cross that line so often when you know what the repercussions and consequences are going to be? And they're not going to be favorable to you. For example,
Right.
I saw where you and Suge got arrested, right? You and Suge got arrested? Is that true?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Like, and
What were we doing?
allegedly it had something to do with like some type of photography, camera or something like that.
Katt just said some tremendously profound shit right there in reference to the liar knowing when lying and you looking in the wrong direction while the liar knows the truth behind, right? It's some really powerful shit. What I find interesting after that is now Willie D is asking him, why are you such a line stepper, is what he called it. Line stepper, whatever the fuck that means. And now he's asking him about his arrest. So what's interesting is that this is before Katt Williams has just gone viral. So the lack of respect, you're seeing a lot, what I'm trying to say, there's a lack of respect for Katt Williams and the fact that he can say something like that that's so profound, so powerful, and at the moment that he does, oh, let's talk about your arrest. Pay attention to that, because what really is the general value in bringing up that at that particular junction? Let's see where it goes right here. But I think it's so interesting that he just brought up his arrest. Now, take note in Katt Williams' body language, how he's choosing to respond, allegedly. What did you see that happened during it? Because it puts you on a defensive. So when Willie D asks questions like, well, why is no one stepping up and being that leader? Katt is saying, well, you know, or he's saying that there's no benefit of doing that. And here's the thing. If you step up and you be that leader, then that's what you're up against. people undercutting you, bringing up your past, bringing up your history, and not the value that you could put forward. And you guys should all pay attention to this within your own lives as well. And I don't care whether or not you're an entrepreneur, if you're working a 9 to 5, there's always going to be people who try to undercut you with the information that they know about you. Me as a content creator happens to me all the time.
I'm just saying this is what I read.
I'll tell you the story, and you tell me.
The
then does that change?
Look,
how you frame this?
Look,
okay.
Get him, Katt. Hold up. Hold up. I love what Katt just did right here. Pay attention. I swear, every time we pay attention to Katt Williams, he puts on a clinic.
And
what were we doing?
Look at him. What were we doing?
Allegedly, it had something to do with like some type of photography, camera or something like that.
And the reason why it's so important to call this out is because a lot of people will reference things but not know what happened and expect you to explain it.
I'm not sure. I'm just sure. I'm just saying this is what I read.
I'll tell you the story, and you tell me. Then does that change
how you reframe
how you frame this?
Okay.
So,
woo! That's a cold brother right there. He's giving you a clinic at how to gain respect. And this is a great example for men to continue to watch this and how to deal with other men in your space to subtly gain respect with a stoic air, with stoic influence. He didn't get mad that he's pulling out an arrest, which is obviously something that he doesn't want pulled out in an interview when he's talking about cerebral shit. So he says, let me tell you what happens and let me reframe it for you so you can choose, or let me tell it to you so you can choose to reframe the way that you brought that up. Powerful. Powerful.
We have a meeting with a hologram company, which is going to go into a licensing deal on some holograms. This is in Beverly Hills. So now there's a rodeo, and behind that is an alleyway where you park your vehicles. Mm-hmm. That's where we are. Suge has brought his son with him who's 5 years old. And before we go into this meeting, Suge's son runs behind the dumpster and urinates. And a lady films his penis out, peeing behind the dumpster.
Why is she filming?
And then says, oh, I thought that was Katt's kid.
What the fuck?
So, yeah, that's what happened.
See, man, this is
so
why.
So understand, we were facing 20 years, Suge and I. 20 years for that. And if it wasn't for the fact that this is Beverly Hills and it's all on camera, they had no problem sending us up the river when we couldn't have possibly done what was being said. That lady said that she got jumped on by me.
I think the world want to know what happened between you and Ali Siddiq. Who? I know you said
the
you
world
couldn't
couldn't possibly want to know that. He's not famous enough for the world to want to know that. Because my side of the world doesn't want to know that.
Ali said that he went to Reliant Arena and he was on the same show as you. He showed up, and the security stopped him from entering the building. And they said, and then somebody told him Katt didn't want you to come in. And then at some point, somebody else came and gave him a check. Another security person reached over somebody's shoulder and gave him a check. He said that the people that were the working security locked arms to prevent him from walking inside of the building. And he thought that, you had a problem with him. And he said he didn't know why you had a problem with him. And to this day, he don't know why you have a problem with him. That was the.
It'd be nice if that was the story. So now, if that's the story, then let me see if I got this correct. A guy I've never met was supposed to be doing a show with me. And I got so angry, even though I hadn't met him, that I had security keep him out of the building. See, that's the problem with lies. They're faulty from their inception, sir. I'm the person in the story that doesn't have a grudge to feel. I don't care why I didn't like Katt Williams. I would get to the bottom of it. Every city that I go to, I already have the comedians who are opening up for me. Not just this tour, but for the 17 100-city tours previous to this. I never go to the city and go, hey, Do you guys have some comics here? I'd like to add them to my show.
Right.
I just don't do it.
Okay.
I travel with the comedians
Makes sense.
that are coming to your city. We're one unit and one team when we come.
Makes sense.
That is to let you understand that no comic
Can
was
just
fin to come
just
join
come
us
in.
that evening.
Right.
Because there isn't space for it. I still have to do an hour at the end of this. There's a limited amount of time.
Right.
So we could just start there. Second of all, I don't care where you're from, what the venue is, how cool you are with the people that work there.
Katt standing on business.
Katt Williams' show means Katt Williams' show. That
Right.
means
Not your show.
don't nothing move but the money.
Right.
There ain't no loud talking and voice raising and, how dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you? Let me look on the advertisements and see, do I see your name or face, sir, whoever you may be? Where would you even get the entitlement to be having this question?
Talk to
This
him.
is like me insisting that the Lakers put me on as a starter. And I won't take no for an answer. It's ridiculous. You don't even play in our league. And that's before I knew who you were. Now that I know who you are, I'm just ashamed because you took something personal that couldn't have been personal. I didn't meet you.
What the Siddiq guy did, it sounds like right, like you are an intern at a company and you wanted to go talk to the CEO because you emailed the CEO prior to getting into the company, and right, like there was like an email exchange from the administrative assistant, and all of a sudden now you feel as though you're on a right, like you could just come into the CEO's office, you can go into the staff ops meeting. That's what that sounds like. And he talks about all this shit like he just turned his back on me and all type of shit. That's entitlement shit. Why do you feel as though you don't have to earn a spot when Katt comes to each city in a professional manner with who's on the books and everything that's going to be going on in here? Why do you just feel as though you need to be let into the group? A couple of years ago, you had a conversation with him in the car about tattoos. Did you have conversation with him in the meantime? How did you network and establish that relationship over time to feel as so entitled to just be able to go backstage? Whether or not you're on a set or just visiting other comedians backstage, the nerve of you. This entitlement shit is weird. I've never understood it. How people don't think that they need to earn their spot, or their understanding of what it takes to earn their spot is based in laziness.
I would have gave him the celebrity boxing match he asked for if I thought he was a celebrity.
That's it. One more, Blaze, one more. Break.
What did he do to you, man?
So let's go to the store. Let me speed it up. Shreveport. We in Shreveport. The song out is Every Day I'm Hustling. I walk out to get ghetto. I turn back around. You know how the arena people look in the goddamn yellow shirts. All of them are locked arms standing in front of the door. I'm like, hey, let me slide through y'all. And the lady who was sitting in front of my door, she said, Ali, I can't let you back in the building. I said, what? Ali, I can't let you back in the building. I said, for what? So they don't know what's going on. It's just been a sign. Don't let Ali Steve back in this building. Okay, cool. Katt's security at the time, dude's name is Carl. Carl comes and he talking over the shoulders of the security people. I'm standing outside, me and ghetto. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, Carl, what's up? He's like, man, Katt, I don't know what the fuck is up, man. Katt don't want you back in the building. I said, what? Man, he ain't say nothing. But I can see Katt and his wife were talking, like I can see them. And I'm like, what's up? So this turned his back to me. They wrote me a check and they came and paid me. And this is how they paid me. I'm standing there and over the shoulder of security, I just see a check come over his arm. I see him paying me like I'm some bum, like y'all a handout. Okay, cool.
This ain't even about comedy.
Yeah,
it's about celebrity.
what happened is
I'm gonna give you a synopsis.
Yeah, I gotta be
It's
fair.
a dude-
To be
It's
fair,
a dude named Dancing Dave. That was celebrity boxing. Dancing Dave he took a fight on 2 weeks' notice against another celebrity boxer. They paid Dancing Dave $150,000. They paid the other one $250,000. It wasn't about no tickets. It's about the celebrities boxing. You only doing 3 rounds, 1 minute. So the tickets are gonna be sold anyway.
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying when you make your point in that manner.
On a thing that I bring my own people. I don't know why he was there. I paid him because he just showed up. But I was there for 2 days. I performed both days. The first night I performed in front of Ashima Franklin. The next night I performed after Ashima Franklin. It was just that, it's just that simple. And I wish I was a sentimental nigga who would hold pictures and all that. But all this can be confirmed with Alex Thomas and mostly everybody who was rational that was there. They were like, no, it's no way for this nigga not to say he don't know this nigga because he's been in a vehicle with this nigga voluntarily. I'm riding with Ali to the hotel.
Right.
And then the other part is this. How do you write a nigga a check that you don't know his name? That's random. So in your business of comedy, if your business of comedy, that you know comedy, so you have went to places and random comics just showed up and people paid them because they showed up and they wanted to perform. He wanted to perform. I felt bad he didn't get a chance to, so I paid this nigga for 2 days.
Well, you know, that's kind of how he is.
I knew you was gonna say it. Hey man, if you watch this, brother. If you look up his network, you Google that nigga's network and you Google mine. We $500,000 on par.
No.
So why would this nigga give me 15? Why would this nigga give me a random ass? He just walk up and get $1,500 for one performance.
Damn.
I didn't cash the check. I didn't cash the check. I gave the money back. I didn't cash. I put the nigga check up. I jumped in my fucking truck. And nobody in Houston is going. The 7,000 that was there. Nobody's gonna believe this shit. They gonna be like, wait a minute.
No, what I was going to comment on when you said I was going to say that, it's only because that was my experience. Like one time, right? I'm running a little room in LA at this club called the Family Room on Main Street, right? Some ghetto ass shit, right? I mean, at that time I think I'm only like 3 or 4 years in, and it's like 8, 9 people used to show up to my show on Thursday nights, right? So Katt shows up to my show. Okay, pays the $5 fee, him and the girl gang, right? Then he does 45 minutes, right? He calls me over, he goes, Weezy, I'm next. I said, okay. I put him on, he does 45 minutes and then paid every comic on the show for performing.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, wow.
You know a celebrity. Come on,
Sir,
Katt.
I'm not talking.
Katt.
I didn't mean that disparagingly.
Yeah.
I meant that in ticket sales, my nigga. Ticket sales, that's what I meant. I mean, I'm doing 7,000 in your hometown while you go do 300. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm talking statistics. I'm talking about the biggest and baddest thing going. And you, a person trying to get in, why would you be mad? It's ridiculous. I'm offended. I'm offended. Why? Because even if it's celebrity boxing, I need you to sell tickets too. I need you to sell these pay-per-view numbers, my nigga. I know I'm bringing it. It's more people that want to see me get laid out by you. And the fact that an upstanding and righteous gentleman like yourself is in that position with the only thing trying to be righteous in our lane is just more machinations of the devil. You should have a much better backstory when you pick me as an opponent.
What's up with y'all? What's up with y'all?
You know what, man? I'm glad you at least addressed it. Because
when you talk to him and tell him what the truth is, he won't be able to refute it. I told you earlier, he doesn't know this. How could he know? It's okay for you to think that I'm that way, but there are 30,000 known comedians in America that you could have went to, and they would have told you, this is against my character. I am known for confronting my issue head up, be it Satan or his affiliates. I don't care if you 6'6". I don't care if it's 5 of you. I don't care if I'm guaranteed an L. I don't care if you put a gun in my face. I don't care about none of that. I care about doing the right thing as I see it in that moment. Nobody asks worse questions. You have the worst questions in all of interviewing, and you can count on it. Nobody's gonna mimic your questions.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an honor. Thank you.
Yo, Katt shitted on him like that towards the end.
You have the worst
damn.
questions in all of interviewing, and you can count on it. Nobody's gonna mimic your questions. So yeah, it's an honor. Thank you.
I appreciate you, man. Ladies and gentlemen.
Nobody asks worse questions. You have.
Hold up. We gotta get this.
It sounds like stop or something.
Listen, Katt went. Listen, if this is the end of your interview and you look like you about to go to sleep, that means that this man said, "Yep, let's just book Katt Williams. Let me get up out of bed. Let's turn these lights on and shit. Hey guys, let's get in here. Let's conduct this interview. I don't give a shit. This is wild to me. This is wild. To me, this is a blown opportunity, and I think that the interview was bad in a sense that the only reason why it's being released right now is because Katt is currently going viral. But besides that, why else would they hold this interview for months?
Right. Well, man, we appreciate you coming on the show, man.
I appreciate you having me. You're an icon and a legend yourself, and just the fact that you would spend time interviewing others is magnificent. And nobody asks worse questions. You have the worst questions in all of interviewing, and you can count on it. Nobody's gonna mimic your questions. So yeah, it's an honor. Thank you.
I appreciate you, man. Ladies and gentlemen.
How you disrespect somebody and respect somebody at the same time.